Good evening and welcome to SuperScreen News at 8. I am Olamide Onwunga. The presidency says President Muhammadu Buhari will visit Benue State after an attack that led to the killing of over 70 people on New Year's Day in the state. The president will also visit other states affected by terrorism and communal violence, including Yobe State, Taraba, Zamfara, and Rivers State. You will recall that President Buhari has been criticized by many Nigerians for not visiting the state despite his government's failure to protect scores of people who were killed in the violence. President Muhammadu Buhari, who tasked the armed forces and other security agencies to compile comprehensive reports on the various incidents happening in the state, will be in hand to console the victims and get a situation report by himself. The Adamawa state government has ordered principals of girls' secondary schools not to allow visitors into the premises. The State Commissioner of Women Affairs and Social Development, Aliyu Tola, who disclosed this to journalists when outlining the activities by the ministry to commemorate the International Women's Day in the state, said the state government took preventive measures apart from the security measures already put in place to avert the abduction of any schoolgirl in the state. Tola said following the abduction of the Dapchi schoolgirls, the state government summoned all principals of secondary schools and took statistics of all girls-only secondary schools in the state and where they were located before ordering the principals to control the entry of visitors into their school. The Nigerian Air Force has graduated the first set of in-house trained pilots for its remotely piloted aircraft, the RPA. The newly trained 5 pilots were decorated with their wings by the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar, at the NAF base in Makurdi. The Director of Public Relations and Information of the NAF, Air Vice Marshal Olatokunbo Adesonya, who disclosed this, said the graduation is part of the human capacity development initiatives of the current NAF leadership. The training of the new pilots commenced in 2016 at the 401 Flying Training School, Kaduna, following which they converted to the CH-3A RPA. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has rearraigned a former governor of Oyo State, Adebayo Alao Akala, and 2 others in the state, sitting in the State High Court in Ibadan over alleged 11.5 billion naira fraud. Other defendants arraigned are the former Oyo State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, Senator Osia Agbola and Femi Babalola. The defendants are facing 11 counts bordering on conspiracy, awarding contracts without budgetary provisions, obtaining by false pretense, acquiring property with money derived from an illegal act, and concealing ownership of such property, amongst others. EFCC's counsel, B. Ubi, told the court that the former governor awarded the contract to Pentagon Engineering Service, a firm owned by Babalola, and that he handled the contract on behalf of the 33 local government areas without budgetary provisions being in place. Human rights advocacy group under the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, otherwise known as SERAP, has threatened to sue the Minister of Water Resources and Rural Development, Suleiman Adamu, if he fails to give an account of how the budgetary allocations for the ministry from 1999 till date were spent. The group demanded that Adamu explain why Nigeria's water and sanitation infrastructure has continued to deteriorate, with Nigerians resorting to drinking water from contaminated sources. In an open letter by its Deputy Director, Timothy Adewale, SERAP expressed serious concerns that millions of Nigerians do not have access to clean and potable water. The body also issued a clause in which the letter must be replied within 14 days of reception. The National Youth Wing of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has charged youths across the country's political space to be more involved in democratic processes. The national youth leader of the party, Ude Okoye, gave the charge during the party's youth conference held in Benin City, the Edo State capital. More details in this report.
In his address at the event,
The People's Democratic Party National Youth Leader, Ude Okoye, said the youth had the real catalyst of change, urging them to rise up and fight to rescue democracy in the country.
This time around, it is our duty as youths to fight for the rescue of democracy. This democracy is ours, passed to us by those that ran before us. We must not disappoint them and their memory, for the democracy is their legacy to us.
Some of the leaders of the party equally charged the youth to be proactive and embrace the concept of true democracy, reminding them that for a good and effective government to be in place, sacrifices must be made in the interest of the nation.
Youths do practically 75% of what needs to be done in an election. Whether you are talking about those who will go to INEC, those who will follow materials, those who will be agents, those who will mobilize, the bulk of the people we are talking about are the youths. So any party that neglects in the youth chapter does so at their own peril.
We young people have to wake up to our responsibility, So today I think our mind has been fired with the fact that we need to stand up and take leadership or take over leadership.
On the spot, the Edo State Youth Leader, Thaddeus Erabo, urged the party members to stick together to achieve a common goal, especially as the general election approaches.
Almost 65% of the youth are in this category of 18 to 42 years old. These are the giants of politics. But unfortunately, we've not been able to harness our strength to have a voice in this country.
These PDP leaders eventually came to a consensus that the youth should embrace democratic freedom and reforms as they search for political engagement in the country. President Muhammadu Buhari has awarded cash awards and scholarships to PhD levels to 3 Nigerian students in the secondary schools. The students who came first, second, and third in the just concluded Young Nigerian Scientist Presidential Competition came out as the best in the 774 local government areas of the country. President Buhari disclosed this in Abuja at the opening ceremony of the 2018 Technology and Innovation Expo taking place at the Eagle Square. The president, who was represented by the Vice President Yemi Oshibajo, said the government is setting up the technology hubs in universities in the 6 geopolitical zones. Oshibajo also said the president had approved a science, technology and innovation roadmap from 2017 to 2030 for Nigeria. And the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, the JAMB, has directed candidates for the 2018 UTME examinations to start printing out their notification slip from Tuesday, March 6th. The board's head of media and information department, Fabian Benjamin, said arrangements had been concluded for the successful conduct of the exam, scheduled to hold from March 9th to March 17th. Benjamin said JAMB has successfully conducted the mock unified tertiary examination. As a result, they are confident the 2018 UTME can start. He said the mock UTME is to expose the candidates to the process as well as test the level of preparedness of the various centers. He also warned candidates not to go to the respective centers with prohibited items such as telephones, wristwatches, pens, and other electronic devices. A road accident occurred today in Ikorodu Road of Lagos State. The accident, which involves 3 private cars, caused a terrible traffic jam on the Ikorodu-Onikpan Expressway. SuperScreen Adenike Owoye Ajiboye was on ground. Reports that no life was lost in the accident.
Scene of the accident that happened on the early hours of Monday on the Ikorodu-Onikpan Road in Lagos State. These 2 Toyota Camry cars with number KJA 178FB and SMK 515DK had collided with one another. and later hit this RAV4 Jeep with number LND 13DD belonging to this woman, though there was an argument among them as to who is responsible for the accident.
Right now, I want to talk to those involved in this accident to know what or who should be blamed for the terrible accident.
The only thing I knew is that he hits me.
From the back?
From the back. See the car there? He hits me. From the look of things, he hits him, so he had to use me as a shield.
You said you are the one that hit her from behind.
No, this is the car that caused the whole incident. I'm driving through this place, so I'm behind the woman. But suddenly I just hear is from my back. So for me to, before I know, I hit the other woman. So that's just all I know.
So which means the major cause of the accident is the last car behind you?
Of course.
I don't have anything to say. Accident is an accident. Anybody can hit somebody from the back. So it's not my intentionally to hit them from the back. There is something that actually happened.
What was that?
They understand. That's the vehicle reversing from the highway. So he was trying to maneuver, and I'm maintaining my own lane. So, and the long run, and everything was eventually closed, and I couldn't control anything.
Efforts to speak with eyewitnesses to confirm the truth proved abortive as they were unwilling to speak on camera. The accident caused a terrible traffic jam on the road, though Lastima officials were proactive in easing the traffic. Though no life was lost in the accident, the vehicles were eventually towed by officials of Shomolu local government area.
Now, are they holding you down that you have to sort them out?
I don't know. I'm trying to call my people so maybe we can know how we trash it out. But as this thing, you can see that. You can see the comments of everybody. People that witnessed this, you can see their comments. So it's not that I'm 100% faulty. You understand? It could happen to anybody.
All right, so much for that. You have heard from the major person said to have hit the car from behind. And he's also saying that it is not his intention to actually hit them. Now the question arises, how do they hope to sort this out? This is a clarion call on road users to be cautious when driving on the road. From Ikorodu Road in Lagos State, I am Adenike Weya Jiboy reporting for SuperScreen News.
Now, reactions have continued to trail the defection of some founding members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the Social Democratic Party, SDP. Some PDP members, in an interview with SuperScreen at a forum to honor a chieftain of the party, Remi Akintoye, confirmed elected as member of the party's Board of Trustees, expressed hopes that the defected members will return back to the People's Democratic Party.
Reactions have continued to trail the latest development in the People's Democratic Party, where some founding members, as the former Minister of Education, Tunde Adeniro, and the former Minister of Information and National Orientation, Jerry Kana, defected to the Social Democratic Party, SDP. Reacting on the development, Dr. Remi Akintoye said the party will do all it can to bring them back.
I can reassure you that people who are founding members of a house don't go back to be a tenant in other people's houses. With time, PDP has its own mechanism for reconciliation. All will come back to PDP and will be stronger for it.
Dr. Akintoye, who was honored at this function to celebrate his new membership as the party's Board of Trustees, speaks on the importance of his new portfolio to PDP in Lagos State and other issues affecting the party, just as other members extol his virtues.
We will ensure that there is peace in Lagos State. The idea of being in a party is to win elections. And when you are divided, even at local government level, how do you win elections? Elders in Lagos State, under the auspices of Chief Bode George, the arrowhead, a national leader, will ensure that there is peace in Lagos so that we can win elections.
We have Chief Bode George, who is a live member of BOT, a live member of NEC, a live member of National Caucus. Now we are having another one, making two, which I believe who are going to be live members anyway, which does not happen or exist in any other states. So we are very happy. It will assist us to build a party at the various levels of the party, at the ward, at the local government state, but more importantly and particularly at the elders council's level.
The significance for us in Lagos is that it has increased our presence in that all-important body, the Board of Trustees. So we'll have more voice, more positive voice in the Board of Trustees.
BOT is the highest level of the party. So anything the party wants to do, the BOT will have to meet first. Take action, take a decision on it and then pass it down. So whatever, it's affecting us in Lagos or whatever, I know that it's representing us and they'll be able to do it very well for us.
It will be recalled that it was reported that former Niger Delta Minister Godsu Orubepe also defected, a move he has denied, maintaining that he would remain with the PDP. It remains to be seen whether Adenio and Jerry Ghana will return, as they have promised, to lead an evacuation of their supporters and followers to their newfound party. Only time will tell. Adenike Weye Ajiboye, SuperScreen News.
As still watching SuperScreen News at 8, we'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories. Stay with us.
When you wake up in the morning, before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. We always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. Kellogg's makes a great tasting breakfast for all of us. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. So I eat Kellogg's for breakfast. It keeps me full of energy. It's tasty and nutritious. And schoolwork seems so easy. Kellogg's every day. Breakfast time is Kellogg's time. Breakfast is Kellogg's. So give your family a tasty, nutritious breakfast of Kellogg's today. Now also available at just 15 Naira. Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Welcome back to SuperScreen News at 8, and now for some business stories. The federal government has announced that Thailand had commenced moves to establish rice mills in Nigeria. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who disclosed this during a tour of rice farms in Kebbi State, said the government had won its fight against rice importation, particularly from Thailand, as Nigeria had reduced its importation of rice by over 90%. He said Thailand rice growers are making an appeal to the federal government that they want to set up rice mills in Nigeria. The Chief Executive Officer of Financial Derivatives Company Limited, Bismarck Rewane, says the economic growth in Nigeria may hit 2.2% this year. He posited that the economic growth would be positive this year, adding that this might not make a difference in the life of an average Nigerian. Rewane also disclosed this at the 2018 Standard Bank Group West Africa Investors Conference held in Lagos, said the nation's trade balance would rise to $9 billion. Still talking business, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has announced that it would spend in 774 million naira daily. That's about 23.99 billion naira monthly as subsidy on the 50 million liters of fuel consumed across the country. The corporation described the amount as under recovery due to the proliferation of filling stations in communities with international land and coastal borders across the country. The group managing director, NNPC, Maikan Tubaru, who disclosed this, said the multiplication of filling stations had energized unprecedented cross-border smuggling of petrol to neighboring countries, making it difficult to sanitize the fuel supply and distribution matrix in Nigeria. The Minister of Works, Power and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN, says the federal government will begin the repairs of roads in Ekiti State. Fashola disclosed this to journalists during a fact-finding visit to some roads President Muhammadu Buhari approved recently for repairs in the state. The minister, who was represented by the Southwest Zonal Director in the ministry, Emmanuel Adeoye, said priority would be given to the federal road linking Ifaki-Ekiti and Ikoli-Ekiti road network. Fashola said it is the resolve of the President Muhammadu Buhari administration that all federal roads must be made motorable to Nigerians. You're still watching SuperScreen News at 8. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some foreign stories, sports stories, and some entertainment news. Stay with us.